After 28 years of silence, Lisa Marie Presley, daughter of Elvis and former wife of Michael Jackson, is finally opening up about her whirlwind marriage to the king of pop. It was a relationship that stunned the world, a union between two iconic legacies, and a mystery that captured headlines across the globe. For years, fans, skeptics, and the media alike have wondered, was it true love, a mutual escape from their larger-than-life worlds, or something else entirely? In a rare moment of reflection, Lisa Marie is ready to share her side of the story. She's breaking her silence on the love, the struggles, and the painful truths behind her relationship with Michael Jackson, revealing details that could forever change the way we understand their complex and captivating bond. Her confession promises to go beyond the rumors and give us a glimpse into the private lives of two of the most famous people on the planet, a connection built on shared loneliness, family legacy, and the haunting pressures of fame. What Lisa Marie has to say could either confirm the suspicions people held for years or surprise everyone with the reality behind the headlines. Prepare to uncover a side of their love story that the public never saw, as Lisa Marie Presley finally tells her truth about life with Michael Jackson. Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson's relationship didn't start with romance. It began as an unlikely friendship between two people who understood the unique pressures that come with legendary family legacies. They met in the early 1990s, introduced through mutual friends in the entertainment industry. At first, Lisa Marie saw Michael as a reserved, even mysterious figure, but as they began spending more time together, they discovered they had more in common than they ever anticipated. Both were raised in the shadow of immense fame, Lisa Marie as the daughter of Elvis Presley, and Michael as a child star who had been in the public eye from an early age. They shared stories of growing up in the spotlight, of having their every move scrutinized by the media, and of the struggle to find authenticity in a world that constantly demanded a performance. Lisa Marie found in Michael a kindred spirit, someone who truly understood the weight of their family names and the expectations that came with them. Michael, in turn, found comfort in Lisa Marie's down-to-earth approach and admired her ability to remain strong despite the challenges of her upbringing. She was one of the few people who seemed to see beyond his public image and treat him as a real person rather than an untouchable superstar. As their bond grew, they began confiding in each other, finding a safe space in their friendship that offered relief from the relentless spotlight. But their connection didn't stop there. Over time, what began as an unlikely friendship transformed into something deeper. For Michael, Lisa Marie was a source of comfort and stability, someone who understood the challenges he faced and accepted him as he was. And for Lisa Marie, Michael was an escape, someone who brought a sense of wonder and excitement into her life. Little did they know that their connection would soon evolve into one of the most talked about relationships in entertainment history. Their marriage was born from this unique bond, built on shared experiences and mutual respect. However, as Lisa Marie would later reveal, this was just the beginning of a relationship that was anything but ordinary. The deeper they went, the more complicated things became, as fame and personal struggles began to test the strength of their love. When Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson's marriage was announced, it sent shockwaves through the world. Fans and critics alike were stunned by the news, and the media frenzy that followed was unprecedented. Headlines splashed across tabloids, questioning the legitimacy of their union and speculating about their motives. Many believed it was a publicity stunt, a marriage designed to deflect attention from the controversies Michael was facing at the time. For some, the union of Elvis's daughter and the king of pop seemed too surreal to be true. Lisa Marie remembers the whirlwind of attention and the skepticism that surrounded them. According to her, the public's reaction to their marriage was not just invasive, it was relentless. Paparazzi trailed their every move, rumors circulated constantly, and their relationship became a topic of intense scrutiny. Everyone had an opinion, and Lisa Marie felt the weight of the world's judgment pressing down on her. She reveals that while she had prepared herself for some level of public interest, nothing could have prepared her for the intensity of the media storm that followed them everywhere. The constant attention added strain to an already complex relationship. Lisa Marie describes how difficult it was to maintain a sense of normalcy when everything they did was magnified and dissected by the press. Every gesture, every glance, and every word spoken between them was analyzed as if it held a hidden meaning. Lisa Marie felt trapped between her love for Michael and the public's relentless demand to see their relationship as something other than genuine. The intense pressure affected not only their privacy, but also the dynamics of their marriage, making it challenging to have moments of peace away from prying eyes. In interviews, they were often asked questions that tested their patience, questions aimed at exposing cracks in their relationship or proving that it was all for show. Despite these intrusions, Lisa Marie insists that their love was real, that they shared a bond that outsiders could never fully understand. However, she also acknowledges that the constant speculation began to seep into their lives, adding tension and uncertainty where there had once been stability. She confesses that the scrutiny forced them to live under a microscope, a reality that neither of them could truly escape. For Lisa Marie, the public's perception of their marriage as a spectacle rather than a union built on shared understanding was painful. She felt as if the world was waiting for them to fail, ready to pounce on any sign of discord. And while she tried to stay strong, she admits that the controversy and relentless public gaze created an environment where their love was constantly tested. But as Lisa Marie reveals, this was only the beginning of the struggles they would face, a series of challenges that would eventually test the strength of their bond and bring their relationship to a crossroads. Behind the glamour and high-profile appearances, Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson's relationship faced struggles that the public never saw. From the outside, they seemed like a celebrity power couple united by their fame and influence. But as Lisa Marie now reveals, the reality of their marriage was far from the fairy tale people imagined. Beneath the surface, they were grappling with intense personal battles and insecurities that added layers of complexity to their already unique bond. One of the biggest challenges was the constant pressure that came with being two of the most famous people in the world. Both Lisa Marie and Michael had grown up under the spotlight, but nothing could have prepared them for the level of scrutiny their marriage invited. The media's relentless attention, combined with the demands of Michael's career, created an environment where privacy was almost impossible. Lisa Marie recalls how difficult it was to maintain a sense of normalcy in a life that was anything but ordinary. For Michael, who was already sensitive to public perception, the pressure to meet the world's expectations was a constant burden. Lisa Marie shares that on top of the external pressure, there were also struggles within their relationship. Michael's battles with personal demons, including his struggles with trust and self-image, became a source of tension. Lisa Marie describes moments when she saw a deeply vulnerable side of Michael, a man weighed down by the pressures of fame and haunted by the fear of betrayal. Despite his immense success, Michael was often plagued by insecurities, and his need for control sometimes created friction between them. Lisa Marie wanted to support him, but she often felt helpless in the face of the challenges he was dealing with. Michael's intense lifestyle also took a toll on their relationship. His life as a global superstar meant that he was constantly surrounded by an entourage and was rarely able to step away from his role as the king of pop. For Lisa Marie, it was difficult to balance her desire to support him with her own need for stability and space. She recalls moments of frustration when the demands of Michael's career seemed to overshadow their personal lives. In private, he would open up to her about his struggles, but as soon as they were back in the public eye, he was expected to be the invincible Michael Jackson that everyone knew. Lisa Marie's desire for a grounded, simpler life clashed with the chaos that surrounded Michael. She found herself torn between her commitment to their marriage and the realization that despite their deep connection, their worlds were fundamentally different. She wanted to help Michael find peace, to be his anchor in the storm, but the weight of his fame and the complexities of his inner world created a gap that was difficult to bridge. In her words, these struggles were not about a lack of love, but about the harsh reality of their circumstances. Their relationship was not a simple love story, it was a complicated journey filled with moments of joy and heartbreak. Lisa Marie felt the constant pull between her love for Michael and the demands of his life, a life that, despite their best efforts, was often beyond their control. And as the pressures continued to build, their relationship was slowly pushed to its breaking point, setting the stage for a painful chapter that would soon unfold. Lisa Marie Presley's account of her breakup with Michael Jackson reveals a painful, bittersweet ending to a relationship that was once filled with love, connection, and hope. Despite their bond and her unwavering support, the weight of fame, the relentless scrutiny, and the personal struggles they each faced eventually became too much to bear. Lisa Marie recalls that although she desperately wanted to make things work, the forces pulling them apart were stronger than either of them could handle. It wasn't a lack of love that led to their separation, it was the accumulation of pressures and the realization that despite their deep connection, they were living in two very different worlds. One of the hardest parts for Lisa Marie was witnessing Michael's ongoing battles with trust and control, which created barriers that even she couldn't break through. She describes moments where she felt she was losing him, watching as he withdrew into himself, consumed by the intense demands and fears that came with his life in the spotlight. She tried to be there for him, to offer him a safe space, but Michael's need to protect himself from perceived threats sometimes led him to push her away. Their relationship became a push and pull, a cycle of closeness and distance, as both struggled to hold on to something that seemed to be slipping slipping from their grasp. Their separation was heart-wrenching for Lisa Marie, who believed that Michael truly loved her and that they shared something rare and profound. But over time, she came to understand that no matter how much she wanted to save their marriage, Michael's world was one of isolation and complexity, a world that often clashed with her own need for stability and simplicity. She realized that their love alone wasn't enough to overcome the challenges they faced, and that staying together might mean sacrificing pieces of herself that she couldn't afford to lose. The decision to end their marriage was a painful one, marked by heartbreak and a sense of loss that lingered long after they parted ways. Lisa Marie admits that walking away from Michael was one of the hardest choices she ever made. She describes it as a loss not only of a husband but of a friend and confidant, someone who understood her in ways few others did. Leaving Michael felt like abandoning a part of herself, and she struggled with the guilt and sadness that followed. Even after their breakup, Lisa Marie reveals that there was a lingering connection between them, a bond that, despite the end of their marriage, never truly faded. She describes occasional conversations and moments of reconnection that suggested they both carried a piece of each other in their hearts. For her, Michael was more than just a chapter in her life. He was a significant part of her journey, someone who left an indelible mark on her soul. And while they couldn't make their relationship work, Lisa Marie expresses that the love and memories they shared remain close to her heart. Their breakup was not a clean break. It was the end of a complex and emotional journey that left both with scars, but also with a deep respect for one another. As Lisa Marie reflects on their parting, she acknowledges that their relationship, though brief, was one of the most meaningful experiences of her life. A story of love, loss, and the bittersweet realization that sometimes love isn't enough to bridge the gap between two people's worlds. Following their divorce, Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson's lives took different paths, but the connection they shared was far from over. Despite the heartbreak, Lisa Marie describes how she and Michael continued to feel a bond that transcended their separation. In the years following their divorce, they would reconnect sporadically, reaching out to one another during difficult times or moments of nostalgia. Their relationship had left an imprint on them both, and no amount of time or distance seemed able to erase that. Lisa Marie reveals that even after the split, Michael would occasionally call her, seeking her advice or simply sharing his thoughts. Sometimes it was just a quiet conversation, no cameras, no expectations, where they could revisit the friendship that had once formed the foundation of their love. For Michael, Lisa Marie was someone he could still trust, someone who had seen him at his most vulnerable and understood him on a level few others could. And for Lisa Marie, Michael's calls reminded her of the man behind the legend, a man who, despite everything, remained a significant part of her life. But the calls weren't the only problem plaguing the duo, as their lingering connection was both comforting and bittersweet. Lisa Marie admits that there were times when she questioned whether they could have made things work had circumstances been different. She wondered if, without the constant pressures of fame and public scrutiny, they might have found a way to overcome the challenges that had driven them apart. But the presence of their two children, Paris and Prince, complicated things even further. Their divorce wasn't just a separation between two people, but a deeply emotional decision that would affect the lives of their children. She knew that the complex dynamic of co-parenting with Michael, combined with the demands of their public lives, would make any attempt at reconciliation difficult, if not impossible. Yet she often thought about how those pressures could have been different if they'd lived a quieter, more private life together. As the years went by, Lisa Marie found herself grappling with mixed emotions. She felt a deep empathy for Michael, knowing the struggles he continued to face, and there were moments when she wished she could be there for him again. But she was also aware that stepping back into his life would mean re-entering a whirlwind that she had fought hard to escape, a whirlwind that would inevitably impact Paris and Prince. Their connection, while undeniable, existed in a space that neither could fully reach, a lingering attachment that was both a source of comfort and a reminder of what could never be. The bond between them, woven even tighter by their children, was something that would forever link them even as life pulled them in different directions. Lisa Marie describes how, even from afar, she watched Michael's life with a sense of protective empathy, feeling a connection that went beyond friendship or romance. She had loved him deeply, and that love didn't simply disappear. Instead, it transformed into a kind of quiet guardianship, a concern that she carried with her, even as they each moved on with their lives. And while they rarely spoke of their past, there was an unspoken understanding between them, a mutual respect for the journey they had shared, and the unbreakable bond they would always carry, especially as co-parents to Paris and Prince. In sharing these memories, Lisa Marie hopes to show the world that their connection was real, enduring in ways that went beyond the headlines and speculation. Their story didn't end with a clean break. It lingered in those late-night phone calls, in moments of silence, and in the memories they both held on to. For Lisa Marie, her relationship with Michael wasn't just a fleeting chapter. It was a defining experience, one that shaped her understanding of love, loss, and the beauty of a bond that, despite everything, could never truly be severed. And through Paris and Prince, that bond would always remain a significant part of both their lives. As Lisa Marie Presley reflects on her time with Michael Jackson, she speaks not only of their relationship, but also of the legacy he left behind, a legacy that has continued to shape her understanding of love, fame, and the unique struggles of those who live in the public eye. For Lisa Marie, Michael's life was both a triumph and a cautionary tale, a story filled with incredible highs and devastating lows. She saw firsthand the toll that fame took on him and how his relentless pursuit of perfection came with sacrifices that few people could fully understand. And through it all, she witnessed how he tried to protect Paris and Prince from the very pressures he faced, a balancing act that weighed heavily on him. Lisa Marie shares that, looking back, she has a deep admiration for Michael's dedication to his art and the love he had for his fans. She recalls how driven he was to leave a mark on the world, constantly pushing boundaries and setting new standards in music and entertainment. In her eyes, Michael was an artist of unparalleled talent, someone who poured his heart and soul into his work. But along with that drive came a vulnerability that left him exposed to the harsh realities of fame. For Lisa Marie, his legacy is a testament not only to his brilliance, but also to the fragility that came with it, a reminder of the cost of living under the world's gaze. She saw him struggle not just as a superstar, but as a father trying to build a safe world for his children amidst the chaos. Their shared history has left her with bittersweet memories, and Lisa Marie admits that she sometimes wonders how things might have been different. She believes that their connection, though complicated, was built on mutual understanding, shaped by the challenges of growing up with famous last names and living under intense public scrutiny. Michael and Lisa Marie both knew what it felt like to be idolized and criticized in equal measure, and that common ground made their bond unique. She reflects on how that connection has stayed with her, shaping her perspective on life and giving her a greater sense of empathy for those who, like Michael, live with the heavy burden of fame. And through their children, she would continue to carry a piece of that legacy, nurturing Paris and Prince with a deeper appreciation of the complexities that came with their father's life. Lisa Marie also speaks to the impact that their relationship had on her personally. Her time with Michael taught her valuable lessons about love, loyalty, and the importance of self-care. She recalls how, despite the struggles they faced, there was always a sense of mutual respect between them, a respect that persisted long after their romantic relationship ended. In his own way, Michael taught her about resilience, about the courage to keep going even when the world seems to be against you. It's a lesson she's carried with her, especially in moments of her own struggles, and one that she credits to their time together. It's a lesson she also hopes to pass on to Paris and Prince, helping them understand both the beauty and the burdens of their father's legacy. For Lisa Marie, Michael's legacy is complex, layered with both brilliance and tragedy. She feels a profound sadness when she thinks about the pressures that ultimately overwhelmed him, and she wishes that more people could understand the man behind the icon. In sharing her reflections, she hopes to honor not only his accomplishments, but also his humanity, a side of Michael that few ever truly saw. To her, his legacy isn't just the music or the fame, it's the quiet, vulnerable moments they shared, the love they once had, and the enduring impact he left on her life and on the lives of their children. As she looks back, Lisa Marie expresses a deep gratitude for their time together, despite the heartache and challenges. She believes that their relationship, while far from perfect, was meaningful and transformative. Michael may be gone, but his presence remains with her, a lasting influence that has shaped her life in ways she never expected. And as she reflects on his legacy, Lisa Marie leaves us with a powerful thought that perhaps the greatest tribute we can give to Michael Jackson is to see him as she did, not just as a superstar, but as a complex, deeply human soul whose life touched so many, including the children they shared. In her final reflections, Lisa Marie Presley reveals a quiet acceptance of the profound and complicated role Michael Jackson played in her life. Their relationship was brief yet powerful, marked by love, challenges, and a connection that could never quite be explained. Looking back, she describes their time together as one of the most defining chapters of her life, a chapter that taught her about the complexities of love, fame, and human vulnerability. Lisa Marie's final words on her time with Michael are both bittersweet and deeply reflective. She expresses a sense of peace, knowing that they each loved and respected one another in a way that few could understand. For her, Michael was more than a musical icon or cultural phenomenon. He was someone who faced the world's judgments with a kind of strength she admired, even as it left him with scars. She wishes that the world could have seen him as she did, as a kind, sensitive, and complex soul who longed for connection but struggled under the weight of his own success. In sharing her story, Lisa Marie hopes to offer a fuller picture of Michael, one that goes beyond the headlines and myths that often overshadowed his life. She wants people to remember him not only for his contributions to music, but for the humanity that lay beneath his fame. To her, his legacy is one of both brilliance and vulnerability, a reminder of the sacrifices that come with greatness. And though they parted ways long ago, Lisa Marie admits that Michael will always hold a special place in her heart, a reminder of a love that was real even if it wasn't destined to last. Their children, Paris and Prince, serve as living tributes to that love, embodying the bond they shared and the family they created together. In closing, she leaves us with a question, inviting the world to look beyond Michael Jackson's persona and see the man she knew. She asks us to remember that even the brightest stars have their shadows, that behind the dazzling performances and public image, there was a person who longed for understanding and acceptance. For Lisa Marie, sharing her memories of Michael is her way of honoring him, of keeping alive the parts of him that she cherished. And through Paris and Prince, she finds both a reminder of their past and hope for the future, knowing that they carry forward the best of both parents. Ultimately, Lisa Marie's final words reveal a timeless truth about love and legacy, that some connections leave an indelible mark, shaping us in ways that continue to resonate long after they're gone. Her story with Michael Jackson may have ended years ago, but the impact of their shared history remains, a testament to a bond that was as complex as it was beautiful. And as she closes this chapter, Lisa Marie leaves us with a sense of closure, a reminder that even in the face of heartache and loss, the memories of love endure, not only through stories, but through the lives of Paris and Prince, the children who carry forward their shared legacy.